Welcome back to State of Texas. We now rejoin Nexstar Media Group's special recap showing of the Democratic U.S. Senate primary debate.
In polls, voters across Texas have voiced frustration with what they see as corruption and special interest influence in Washington. You are in Congress now, so how would you respond to voters who believe the system is rigged?
I agree. I mean, I'm running for the United States Senate because I think that it's time for us to do our best to try to unrig this system. Listen, I'm not a likely story. I didn't come from a family where everybody thought that I was going to end up in politics. And frankly, as I started this off, I said that I hate politics. At the end of the day, we need to do things like you were talking about the enrichment issue as it relates to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has enriched himself to the tune of $1.4 billion since he has been in office in violation of the Emoluments Clause of the United States Constitution. That's just in this term.
All right, we're tight on time. Let's move to Mr. Talarico. A 30-second follow-up question for you. You've touched on themes of moral leadership and restoring accountability and trust in government. If elected to the Senate, what specific anti-corruption measures would you prioritize, and how would they be different from what Washington has already promised but failed to deliver?
Well, I've already outlined some of them: banning corporate PACs, banning super PACs, and banning members of Congress from trading stocks. I also think we need to ban forms of corruption that don't involve money. I think we need a national ban on gerrymandering across every state in this country. I think we need to overhaul the Supreme Court, which we talked about earlier. I think we need to pass term limits so people aren't making a career out of public service. And I think we can require, through federal statute, that every member of Congress hold at least one annual town hall in their districts so their constituents can hold them accountable. That's the kind of anti-corruption package that can restore people's faith in this system.
We want to move to closing statements. Mr. Talarico, you have 60 seconds.
Well, thank you again to the AFL-CIO, and thank you to my friend Congresswoman Crockett for being here. And I just want to thank you all for being committed to this cause of flipping Texas and changing the politics of our state. I got into this because of my students. I got into the classroom in the fall of 2011, right after the state legislature cut $5 billion from our schools. I had 45 kids in one classroom. There weren't enough desks for all those kids, so I had students sitting on the air conditioning unit. It's unacceptable. And that's why I ran for the state legislature. It's why I flipped a Trump district that no one thought was winnable by bringing people together to change this broken, corrupt political system. And that's exactly what we can do in this race in November. We have a moral imperative to win. And I know all of you are committed to that cause.
All right, Ms. Crockett, 60 seconds for your closing statement.
One of the things that you said just a minute ago was a lot of people feel as if the system is rigged. As someone who has seen up close and personal how badly things are working in D.C., I have been fighting on the front lines in this corrupt administration. I am willing to take the chances that, frankly, most are not willing to take. I unfortunately have law enforcement that has to be with me all the time because of the death threats. I'm not telling you that so that you can send me your prayers. I'm telling you that because whoever goes to the United States Senate is going to have to be ready for real war. This is how bad it is. As I was traveling to East Texas last weekend, we received a phone call of a woman whose house they were having to go to because that particular woman had stated over and over and over that she was about to come and kill me. I am here to tell you that it is life or death as we see what is happening in Minnesota and otherwise.
Reminder, the primary will be Tuesday, March 3rd. The last day to register is February 2nd. Early voting begins February 17th. You can check out more of our coverage of all things politics on your station's website, where you can also find a link to watch the entire Democratic U.S. Senate primary debate. Thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. We'll see you next time here on State of Texas.